morning, guys. Okay, it is Sunday morning. The Budweiser called me wanting to work a little bit today. He ain't got no. It's really more about him just not having no place to go or nothing during the day. And I got some stuff around the house, like I was saying yesterday, that I need help with. And I usually do this kind of thing, this time of year. The guys that work for me, they'll come by and help me with things around the house. So last night I got on a live with Ben and KH, and yeah, man, that was pretty good live feed. It was on there with Matt's Lawn Care, Lawn Commander, the old Bush Green. So yeah, so big shout out to all you guys, Mark's Midfits World, Caleb's Lawn Care. I watch all you guys, man. That was pretty cool last night. I had a good time doing that. I don't normally really get on the lives too much, but I really enjoyed that, y'all, for real, man. A big shout out to Ben for hosting all that. That was a nice, live, Lawn Commander, he got that Ventrac, man, and that Ventrac, man, that's a real unique piece of equipment. I did a little bit of research on them back when I was looking for a skid steer. The main reason why I didn't go with a Ventrac, well, in my area, I just couldn't justify, the expense. Was my Bobcat didn't cost that much. I think he said it was about $35,000 for the Ventrac. So, my Bobcat only cost, and of course it's used, it only cost, 24 grand. Well, I say only, I mean, that's, but a lot of people scared to buy equipment like that, but they'll go out and buy a $50,000 truck. It makes more sense to buy a piece of equipment like a Ventrac or a Bobcat skid steer or, a Mini X than to go buy a great big truck, or a new truck. You can find, used trucks that'll pull that piece of equipment around, and if you can pull that piece of equipment around, then you'll build about 10 trucks with the money you can make with, a Mini X. A Mini excavator, that's going to be the next piece of equipment that I end up getting. But you got to set the foundation. When you start buying equipment like that, skid steers and stuff, you got to already be, it takes years of planning, not just the money part of it. It takes years of planning and growing your business. You have to grow your business in a way to where you can accommodate those type things. Like if I stayed with F-150 trucks, well, then I obviously am not going to be pulling big equipment around, or I'd be limited. If I don't have the trailer it takes to do that. So when I'm buying big purchases, especially trailers and trucks, y'all, I'm always thinking about the next step up. I don't buy a truck to accommodate my business right now. I buy a truck to accommodate my business for tomorrow, next year, the next 3 years. Y'all seen me buy a couple of trailers. Now the skid steer would fit in my dump trailer and not a problem, but it wasn't comfortable for me. Plus, if it just wasn't comfortable for me, and I knew, but I didn't have the money at the time to buy a trailer when I bought the skid steer, because a good equipment trailer, and I don't really like buying, I will buy used trailers. I don't really like to, because, well, number one, there's so much I don't know about them. And number two, people won't just, if somebody wants $4,000 for a used trailer, or $3,500 for a used trailer, and I can get a brand new one, same everything, brand new for $5K, well, I'm probably gonna do the 5K. It has to be a hell of a deal for me to do, you know, for me to pull the trigger on a used trailer. So, and everything that you say, that you guys have seen me get, you know, up to this point since I've been doing YouTube, these are things that were in my head before I started doing YouTube. I was going to buy a skid steer a few years ago, but I couldn't get financing. So that told me that that my business wasn't ready for it right now. You know, at that point, you know, that if I couldn't get financing, then it wasn't meant to be. So yeah. So, you know, I just put the hustle grind back down for another two seasons, paid off some debt, you know, and banked my money. So then when I did buy this skid steer, the one I got, I did not even need any financing. I had the money, and I probably could have financed it at the time. I probably could have. But you just gotta, you know, gotta keep grinding, y'all. You know, it's just a grind, man. You gotta keep grinding with it, man. You know, the skid steer, like I was telling Ben and the guys last night, the skid steer has been a game changer for me. And we talk about, you know, all the time about money that we can make or not make, or what it costs to for this equipment and stuff. I got my money back on the skid steer in 8 months. I had all of my money back. Plus, I had bought some attachments and stuff too. So, yeah, all of that there, y'all. But I'm pulling up here, gonna grab me we'll continue this on. I got some things I want to talk about. We'll continue this on. Let me run in here and grab me a biscuit. You know, this is Ray. Peace out. Well, like I was saying, you know, the skid steer, you know, pulling the trigger on the skid steer, I wouldn't advise doing nothing like that unless you've been in business for a while or you're pretty knowledgeable about, you know, what you can, the money you can make with one. You know, I mean, there's no way that I could have pulled the trigger on a skid steer in year 2 or 3 because I didn't have, you know, the structural part of the business set. You know, when I say structural part, I mean the trucks and trailers to haul the equipment around. You know, when I bought the 14K Gator-made equipment trailer, that was a part of some of the stuff that you need to buy a skid steer. You know, now I had a dump trailer that I could haul it with before, you know, so I could get it to jobs and stuff, and I could actually earn with it, you know. But it was not ideal, to say the least. It was very sketchy, very risky. Even though legally the dump trailer, you know, the weight, you know, of the skid steer would go in the dump trailer, and I'm okay, you know. But the dump trailer being so high off the ground, it just wasn't ideal, if you ask me. You know, I didn't like it. I didn't like having to come off that high, you know, high dump trailer every time I wanted to use it, and it was pretty sketchy. So as soon as I saw, you know, when I knew it was going to be sketchy when I bought the skid steer, but I knew it was doable. And keep in mind, you guys, I had work lined up. You know, I had you know, twig. I had work lined up for the skid steer before I ever bought it. Now I didn't have, you know, $25,000 worth of work, but I had 8. You know, so I knew that I could, you know, number one, learn how to run the machine, because I never ran one before, not a track machine, and I had never ran one with the foot pedals. And my skid steer is foot pedals, so I never ran one. I certainly had never hauled one around to jobs and stuff, and I never bidded or took on work with, you know, a skid steer in my arsenal. You know, you can approach things a whole nother way, like that, you know. So, but if I hadn't have been planning, I didn't wake up and say, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to buy one, I'm going to look for one. I had been looking for one, just researching, gaining knowledge about the machines and what I needed. One thing I did learn throughout the whole process was, for me, and I can't see how it's not the most beneficial, a track machine is by far a better machine to me than a wheel loader. That's just my take. You know, these tracks have come a long way. Hooray, the tracks are expensive to replace. Yeah, but you know, I replaced both of mine. I did it myself for about $1,600, $1,500, and brand new tracks. You know, the pushing power of the little skid steer I got, and I call it a little one because I don't know if they make a smaller track skid steer than the T190. Anything smaller is, I don't know for sure, but I haven't seen anything any smaller as far as Bobcat, you know, skid steers with tracks. So I'm at the very bottom, and to be honest, it was the perfect machine for me to get at the time. Now, as you know, and that's been, I bought it in October of 2018. So I've got a little seat time in it now. I'm not where I want to be, not, you know, but more than seat time, I've learned, you know, how to make money with it, man. You know, actually how to make money with it. So, you know, anybody can get on one and move it around and pick this up and pick that up, but can you make money with it to justify the expense? People say, oh man, I could do that, but you got to find work for it. You know, you got to, you know, it's just a lot to learn, man. And if you go in it thinking that you know everything, then you're not opening your brain up to learning what the machine can't do, and how to put it in the best scenario to make money, you know. So with all that being said, you know, before you even purchase the machine, I would suggest that people be in tune with what they're going to do with it, you know, and is there a market for the machine. And true enough, in the very beginning, I took less money. You know, and to this day, I'm still, I can still make more money with it per job. But, you know, you have to learn how to run it, man. You have to learn how to not tear the machine up. You have to learn how to you know, what all the machine can do, and you have to learn how to physically operate it in a manner that is easy on the machine, minimal impact on the ground, and you know, minimal time, you know. And by me doing, y'all seen the properties, one of the properties that I maintain over there, where I cleared off some of the pond bank and I cut the bamboo. See, I do all that for the cheap, you know, for my buddy, because my buddy owns 18 acres over there, and my buddy says, hey man, you can practice over here, man, just, you know. I'm like, really? I'm like, so, you know, I can take the machine over there anytime and work his property. He will pay me, but I don't charge him top dollar. And I think I've told you guys this before. I don't charge him like I would, you know, a regular customer. He's a customer of mine, don't get me wrong, and I do charge him, but it's nothing compared to what he's getting done and what it would have cost him to get these things done. So, and that's how I've learned to run the machine. And y'all, I'm still green. It takes years I can physically run the machine. I'm not very good at grading. I haven't had a lot of practice at grading. So, you know, and the machine can grade, you know. I just haven't put it in the scenario for that. But, you know, the skid steer, given that, you know, you're in a good place with your lawn care business, it's just the next logical step in my thinking. Because if you don't want to have a lot of employees and you want to make good money, the lawn care business, I mean, you can make good money, but to make really good money, you got to have a lot of labor help. You got to have, yeah, I can make, you know, $150,000 a year by myself cutting grass and whatever, you know, give or take. But I can make, you know, but I'm working, you know. I mean, I'm physically working, you know, all the time, you know, to make that money. So if you want to keep your expenses down to a minimum, especially with labor, and that seems to be the biggest expense and the biggest issues. Yeah, the biggest issues. So, you know, they were asking me last night in the live, you know, is it really, I mean, do you make double your money? Well, you probably could, but what you do more than anything is your expenses are way down. You would think, well, damn, man, that's a $25,000 machine. You know, that's pretty expensive. So you would assume that your expenses are really high, and they are until you get the machine paid off. Once the machine's paid for, then, you know, your day-to-day expenses, provided nothing breaks on the machine, and that could happen, you know, your day-to-day running of the machine is relatively cheap. I mean, I can go out, y'all, this is no lie, I can go out with a skid steer by myself and make more money than I would if I had 2 trucks going cutting grass all day. And a couple of things, I won't have to work as long, I won't have to work as hard, and my expenses on labor are minimal. You know, I took Bo over to that job last week where we did the muscadine vines, and it's always good to have a guy on the ground, don't get me wrong. But if he didn't show up, it wasn't a game changer. See, when you're cutting lawns and you got 15 lawns on the list and your guy don't show up, well, you got problems, you know. So, you know, that's why y'all see me use the money in my favor with Bo and all that, man, you know. I'm gonna make him come to work, see, by holding his money. And that's what big businesses do anyway. I mean, don't get it twisted. If you work for Coca-Cola company, they're gonna hold them first 2 weeks check. They're gonna always owe you the whole time you work with them. They're gonna work for them. They're gonna always owe you. And the reason companies do that, I've learned in the last 6 years or so, is to keep you coming to work. You know, they got to keep you coming, so they hold your money up. That's what they do. They're just all corporate about it. I'm just kind of like, well, I'm gonna hold your money till Friday, man. So and so you'll come to work every day. Big companies do the same thing. Multi-million-dollar companies, they do the same thing. They're just not saying it. You know, their actions are that. You know. Anyway, I'm gonna pull over here and see if the Budweiser's available. If he's not, don't care. It's Sunday. If I ain't got to deal with him today, then that's cool. It's 10 o'clock. He probably ain't gonna make a whole lot of money no way off of me today. So yeah. But I really enjoyed the live last night. That was really really cool, man, to be honest, man. I was you know, I don't normally get on those things, but you know, I like to get, and I love watching the Lawn Stars. I love watching Shane, and you know, DLT. I love all those guys, man. I watch everybody, and everybody that was on the panel last night. I watch them all, from Johnny Moe to Caleb's. I watch all you guys, man. So you know, I didn't know that you guys watch me. I didn't, you know, because YouTube don't tell you who's watching you. They just tell you, you know, how many views you're getting, you know. So yeah, man, I just don't like to get on the lives all the time, y'all. That's all. And I hope I don't get no flack from other from the other guys, you know, that are near and dear, that I hadn't gotten on their lives. I will get on a live with Shane at DLT, and I would even get on there with Lawn Stars, you know. But usually, by the time the Lawn Stars come on, I'm usually already winding it down for the night, you know. And it doesn't look like, so the last couple of days have been a little bit slack for old Ray, you know, and that's okay. Yeah, I don't see the Budweiser nowhere, so I'm good. I'm glad, man. I don't really have to have him today. Having him at the house is, well, there's a lot that goes on with all that. Let me see at the landscape. But you know, the skid steer game might not be for everybody, man. You know, there's a lot that can go wrong.
770265317.
Oh, Bo right there. Let me see. It's Ray.
Hey, good morning, Ray.
Hey, good morning.
This is Walter.
Walter.
Yeah, this is Walter.
Walter.
Yeah. You done got straightened out? You done got some wood?
No, I haven't had time to process it. And you know, I'm a landscaper. I do landscape work, so I just sell firewood in my whereabouts? Yeah, whereabouts are you located?
Yeah. I don't live too far from you. You know, right here. I tell you what, you know, when you're coming up 85, you're coming up 85.
I mean, do you live in Fayetteville? Do you live in Sharpsburg? Do you live in Noonan?
No, that's what I'm saying. I live in Fayetteville.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just tell you how to come, you know, when you're coming up over to your way, over to Snow. You live in, well, that's where I'm presuming you live, right, Snow?
Yeah, I live in Sonoya.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought that's what
I could probably start processing some this afternoon, and I could probably get it to you one day this week.
Okay. That's a dual wheel truck you got, right? That trailer.
Yeah. It's a. I mean, I sell it. I've been selling it out of that trailer for years, man, and nobody's ever questioned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only question I'm asking. That's the dual wheel trailer.
It's a dump trailer.
That's 175 is what you said, right?
No.
Well,
no.
How much you said that is?
I sell a full cord of wood delivered for $250. And and I don't know if that's higher or low. That's just what I have to get in order for me to be okay.
Yeah,
and it's got to be easy for me to do, man, because I mean it can't be.
Yeah, I understand.
It can't. I can't.
Sure, I understand what you say. You got to be easy for you to do. You got to be easy for you to back up, trail, and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's got to be. And it's also got to be easy for me to schedule and everything too. You know. Because once I load it on the trailer, stack it. See, I stack it in the dump trailer. You know, I don't.
How long you say it was? How long? You know, like the length. How long is it?
Some of the pieces are, you know, usually around 22 inches, 20 inches. Some of them might be up to 24 inches, and there's some big hunks in there too. You know.
Yeah, I didn't. You know, I've run the Astro Heat. You know what the Astro Heat is? It ain't about 18, maybe some of it maybe 20 foot. You know what an actual heat looks like.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, ain't none of my stuff 18 inches. It's all bigger than that, dude.
So it'd be about 20 inches long.
Yeah, but that's that. I mean, some of them might be longer than that. You know, up to 24 inches. So,
I've seen it in that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to. You know, it's kind of hard to. You know.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't put a measuring tape when I cut it. I cut it the way I just use the saw and I just walk down through there cutting the log. You know, and try to get it even all the way across there. But you know, but once I put it on my trailer, see, then I got to sell it. And I was just looking at the way you got it loaded on your trailer. That's what I was looking at. Yeah, and that's just one. That's a trailer load. That's a typical trailer load. You know, but of course that picture is not the wood that I got now. You know, that picture's last year's picture. You know, but it's the same. I mean, it's the same. The volume is about the same. You know, I might even put a little bit more in there.
Okay.
But the thing about it is, I'm not at 18 inches, dude. Not even close, man. So that might be something you want to, because because you hate to get all these big hunks I got and have to cut them, man.
Okay, I'll text you my address. I'll text you my address. You
Sounds
get the
good.
load and bring it over here.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay.
Yes, sir. Bye bye.
All right.
See, that guy right there, he's called me. This is no lie, y'all. He's called me about 8 or 9 times about firewood. Okay, ain't bought nothing yet. You know, he's wanting to. Well, how big's your dump trailer? How big is this? How long are they? Are they split big? Are they split little? Are they this? Are they that? Are they, you know? And at the end of the day, you know, I ain't wanting to go through all that. You know. I mean, I don't have to. I got regular people that buy wood from me. So I don't have to go through whatever he's wanting me to go through. And he's a slick talker too, you know. Just because he's old don't mean he ain't slick. He's a slick talker. He's the type of customer that, or the type of guy, you know, somebody buy a firewood that'll kick tires. If he could come to my house, he would waste a half a day of my time, you know, looking at the damn wood. And see, I ain't got time for all that crap, man. I'm not going to take time for all that. Again, I would be willing to say the chances of him buying a load of firewood off of me, there's probably a 30% chance that he'll buy a firewood off of me. So when you got guys like that calling you for firewood, and you know you done talked to them 4 or 5 times. See, I get irritated with that, man, and then I don't want to fool with them, because I got other customers calling me that ain't counting every penny. And he, I mean, for him to even say a full cord for 175 delivered, he done bumped his head. And see, he knows I ain't selling it for that. It's clear. If he's looking at the ad, it's 250, and I feel like I'm doing him a solid at 250, considering I'm delivering it and stacking it in the trailer. So, you know, I don't really like dealing with people like that are always trying to save a nickel at my expense. You know, it irritates me, man, and maybe I shouldn't get so irritated about that dumb crap like that, but I do. You know, don't waste my time, man. You know, if you want the wood, shoot me your address, and we'll go from there. If he don't send me his address here in the next couple of hours, I'm not even going to deal with him, because I don't do anything on any load of firewood until I get an address. So, and I know it's always some slick shit. But what happens with these slicksters like that is they end up getting no wood. That's what ends up happening, because I don't want to deal with them. I mean, they might get something, it just won't be for me, you know. Because I don't like all that, man. I mean, I sell it for a living, man. I ain't trying to beat nobody, but you ain't gonna beat me, and you ain't gonna slick talk me. He's a slick talker. He like reminds me of old damn car salesman or something. Nothing wrong with a car salesman, but you know, he tries to minimize, and you know, and then he wants to tell me how to get to his house, and I'll just shoot me the address, dude. You know, I ain't gonna sit here and take notes and stuff on how to turn left at the McDonald's and right at the Hardee's and all that crap, man. I'm not trying to do all that. So, But I think that since last week, I told him, man, you know, I'm not gonna, I don't have any ready, blah blah blah, and I think he kind of sensed that I'm a little harder to deal with, and that I don't need the money as bad as he needs the wood, you know. So once the customers or the people that are potentially going to buy the firewood off of you realize that you ain't broke, and that the firewood's going to sell, and it's going to sell at my price, or I'm not going to sell it, you know. Once they realize they can't get, you know, a better deal anywhere else, and I don't know if they can or they can, I don't know. I know what I sell, and I know that what I sell is premium, ready to go firewood, big hunks and small pieces and all of that. So I'm not going to, you know, this is the type of guy that I don't want to deal with. I'll sell it to him, but he's got to make it easy for me to sell it to him. He's not going to be able to make it real difficult for me with all the calls and stuff, and, you know, wanting to know exactly how. I mean, they're about 20 to 24 inches long. You know, there ain't no 18-inch pieces, man. You know, I don't know how else I can say that. See, now that that this guy keeps calling me about the wood, I could have Bo over here stacking it in the trailer, and I could be splitting more, you know, and we could, and so, but what I'll do today is I'll go on and split, cut some, and then I'll go on and stain the piece of all the fence that Bo cleaned yesterday. And then I will cut some logs. It's my goals for the day. Cut some logs and split some wood and go on and start getting the next cord up. And if it's this guy that buys it, cool. If it ain't, cool. It don't matter to me, you know. But you gotta watch guys like that, man. I don't know, man. I just take it all kind of the wrong way, man. You know, because I know there's a lot of labor that goes into the firewood, and for people to try to minimize that labor, I just don't like that. I don't like it, man. I don't like for all that to be minimized, you know. Yeah. So Budweiser wasn't up at the McDonald's like he said he would be, and that's cool. That means he has some money. That means that he and wasn't no sweat off my back, because you know, I don't have to have. It's Sunday, man. You know. Now Bo, what'll happen is Bo probably woke up with $15 or $20 in his pocket, $10 in his pocket, and the way Bo thinks, he's thinking, okay, shoot, I can eat, and then I could buy me a 40, you know, and then, you know, I can and then what'll happen is he'll call me, you know, around 12, 1, wanting to go to work. See, and I ain't with that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing that. So the thing with Bo, what he's gonna miss out on today is, see, on the weekends when the guys work, I pay on cash. You know, during the week they gotta wait till Friday. So this would be the day that Bo would got paid in cash. See, and he's gonna miss that no matter what happens now. From right now on, I'm not going to pick Bo up no matter what. He could call me and tell me he's gonna work for free, and I ain't going to pick him up. So, which alleviates a lot of pressure from me, man. I don't, you know, whenever I got somebody on the clock or somebody working, you know, rather, you know, there's a little bit more stress involved than when I don't. So that's why when I have Bo out here working, I try to get done with all the heavy lifting stuff, the things that are really, you know, taxing me, physically taxing, you know, because I got to be mentally taxed having Bo out here. So let's get all the stuff done that I don't want to do. you know. It sounds like this guy has sent me his address. See, and he is not the ideal customer, but I will sell it to him. You know, it'll be on my terms though. I'm going to stain the fence before I do anything. That'd be the first thing I do. I'm gonna go in here and feed my dog and stain, and then I'm gonna put that, pour some of this sealer into that Milwaukee, and we're gonna stain this fence. You know, and go from there. Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace out.